Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Jordan and today I'm here to share with you guys the books I'm most looking forward to in 2020. There are a ton of books that are being announced that are coming out, but I thought this would be helpful to kind of know what's on my radar. I love seeing what's on other people's radar. It helps me get ideas for books that are coming out. So yeah, I thought I would go ahead and share my list as well. So let's go ahead and just get started. The first book that I'm looking forward to coming out in 2020 is Hitting a Straight Lick with a Crooked Stick. Is that right? Yeah, by Zora Hurston. This is stories from the Harlem Renaissance. So I'm really looking forward to this book. It actually comes out in January. I already have the whole placed in my library. I have gotten into Zora Hurston. You guys probably have heard my whole journey with Zora Hurston throughout my channel on me actually giving her books another chance and really reading them and digesting them and realizing I love her nonfiction. Although this is fiction, I say that, and although this is fiction, I do want to, read this, as the Harlem Renaissance is something that is of interest to me, and I'm excited to see how this one turns out. So I'll definitely be keeping you guys posted and let you guys know how that one goes. The next book that I'm looking forward to is actually Homie by Donna Smith. It's a poetry book. Oh my gosh. The reason why this is on my list is because you see my grin. I'm just cheesing. Is because I loved Don't Call Us Dead so much, which was also by the author. And this was one of my favorites in 2018. I love this book so much. One, I had got my library to purchase the book so I could read it. Like, you can submit purchase suggestions to your library. And that's a way that I get a lot of books by people of color, Black people into my library, is submitting those suggestions, and then they will purchase them. And they'll be on their shelves and other people can read them. But aside from that, once I read it, I was like, oh no, I need a copy for myself. So I purchased this and, I submitted them to my library for them to purchase Homie. I don't know if they will, but regardless, I'm probably just purchasing it because I really want to read what's next from Donna Smith, because that book was just so beautiful and I still read some of those poems and it was just refreshing and so beautifully written. And I don't care if you don't like poetry, you don't like this book. I'm kidding. I don't really know if you will, but I find it hard for someone not to connect to some of those poems. Yeah, and this poetry book, Homie, that's coming out is centered around friendship and kind of like the power of friendship and all that stuff. And I'm kind of interested to see the journey that will take. And I'm just interested in more work from Donna Smith. So yeah, look out for that one. The book that I'm talking about next is probably the book that I'm most looking forward to coming out this year. It's called Lakewood. When I read this, I was like, I have to read this. This book, the description says it is like a combination of the mortal life of Henrietta Lacks meets The Handmaid's Tale. So it already had me intrigued at that, but it is a cross between a modern, everyday person, working class person who has, different financial troubles and is trying to help their family, and the cross with that and the medical world, and the history of the medical world and Black people in America, and all of that is just one of those areas that is very disturbing, but it's very, I don't know, this retelling of it, I feel like this is something that it almost seems dystopian-like, and clearly it's fiction, but it's based on truth, and it just sounds right up my alley. So the next book that I'm looking out for is actually by Elizabeth Acevedo. You guys probably already have heard that this book is coming out in May. It is called Clap When You Land. It is a fiction novel about a young Dominican girl, or Dominican American girl, who finds out that her father passed in a plane crash. And it's another fiction book. The reason why I'm looking forward to this is because Elizabeth Acevedo so far has been gold for me. You guys know I loved both of her first two books, The Poet X and With the Fire on High. Both of them made my favorites list for the years that I read them, 2018 and 2019. And we'll see. I'm going to check this out from the library. And, if it's another winner, I might have 3 books purchased from her. I'm like Please. I don't know if my wallets can afford this, but yes, I have faith that the book is going to be good. So we'll see how this one goes. But May, I'm looking out for it and I'm excited about it, especially because those of you who are Caribbean, you guys know on the plane when you land in those countries, you guys clap. You clap when you land. So I thought that was such a cute little title for it. And I'm just intrigued to see what journey that this book or this story takes us on. I am definitely looking out for that medical fiction, and you know, it's kind of bordering lines of historical fiction because you're taking something that's a part of true American history and kind of incorporating it into modern society and all of that. And it is just very intriguing. This is the author's debut, so I don't know their writing style, but that description had me be like, I have to read this. So this is probably the book that I'm most looking forward to in 2020. The next book that I'm looking forward to coming out or being released is Transcendent Kingdom. And you guys know I loved Homegoing. Well, you guys may not have known that I loved Homegoing. I don't think I talked about it on my channel because I think that came out like 2016. Don't quote me on that. But regardless, I love that book. That book was just beautiful. And we haven't heard much from the author since then. And now this one is being announced, and I'm very, very excited. This book is scheduled to come out in September. That could change. But the synopsis, basically, or the blurb of the book is the main character is actually studying, like is in university, and is studying like the correlation between addiction and like different behavioral situations. I'm probably not doing this justice. The main character's younger brother passed due to an addiction after a knee injury. They were prescribed Oxycontin and they got, addicted and all that stuff, and they overdosed. And also the main character's mother is suicidal. And there's a lot of different things that are going on. And, you know, she's kind of in this research program situation, but she's also trying to uncover some of the details beyond it. Honestly, the reason why I'm reading this or looking forward to this is because I loved Homegoing so much. So I'm excited to see what is next from the author. So I will keep you guys posted at the end of the year, when this comes out, how it is. So the next book that is on my radar is N.K. Jemisin's The City We Became. And I'm very intrigued with this. The reason why I'm intrigued with this is only because How Long Till Black Future Month, there was a short story in there called The City Born Great, I think, or something along the lines, and it was about New York, and it was very interesting, and I really wanted that fleshed out and turned into a greater story. And the description for this book sounds very similar as far as it being New York based, and I'm just really interested to see where the author goes with this one. I am one of those people who has not finished 5th season. I have tried numerous times to finish it, and I'm like, why can I not finish this book, But I think I'm putting that one on hold, and I'm like, it's just probably not for me to finish it. But because I loved How Long Till Black Future Month, I'm really intrigued on seeing how this story is going to resonate with me, and if this is kind of going to let me know if this is my sphere or if it's not. But I'm excited nonetheless. This one is scheduled to come out in March, so pretty shortly now. So we'll see how that one goes. The next book that I'm looking forward to reading is actually a novella, a science fiction novella. And I'm very intrigued. This is called Riot Baby. I know I haven't read World Girls. Let's not talk about that, but let's talk about Riot Baby and how I'm going to be reading that. It's set in America, and someone is essentially wrongfully incarcerated, but it's in the aspects of science fiction and that whole world building and all that. I just know that this is probably going to be a good one and one that I'm going to enjoy. So we're going to see if my predictions are right, but that's another one that is on my radar. All right, so in May, Alyssa Cole has another book coming out, and it's from a brand new series called The Runaway Royals. I am so excited for this. It's called How to Catch a Queen. You guys know I have been on this Alyssa Cole fix, and I ain't trying to get off anytime soon. I love the Reluctant Royal series, and now that we have a new series, and it's also in that royal sphere, I'm real excited, and it's called How to Catch a Queen. I'm looking out for this book. It comes out in a few months. I will be reading it. I will be reviewing it. And we're going to enjoy all the things that Alyssa Cole provides. I also should mention that the book is surrounding kind of like an arranged marriage. Do any of you guys watch Married at First Sight? I'm sorry to muddle the two because they have nothing to do with each other. But Oh my gosh, a new season has started again. I am like, how many seasons are they gonna do of this? And this one is actually based in Washington, D.C. And yeah, I've been watching it. Does anybody else watch reality TV? Married at First Sight? Just me? Okay. That's not what this is about. This is about books. Let me get back on track. The next book is the Gilded ones. This is the first book in a Deathless series. And I'm intrigued because of the description. One, the cover is beautiful. The cover had me, honestly. And then when I read the description, I was like, oh, this sounds up my alley. This is basically about a young girl who's waiting for her blood ceremony to come up. And, you know, she's like anticipating and she's like praying for red blood because she already kind of is different from the rest of the people in her village. And her blood is gold. And yeah, it is like the sign of impurity and all this other stuff. And it's this whole thing going off. And I'm like, wow, the description is like for the fans of basically Children of Blood and Bone and, you know, Black Panther and all that other stuff. And it's like a fantasy take. And I am just intrigued and interested to see where the author will take this one. So that is another one that is just on my radar. Okay, so those are all the books that I am looking forward to in 2020. Of course, I'll be reading more than just those books, but those are the ones that have piqued my interest thus far and that you can expect on my channel for me to give a go and give a read. And hopefully if the description of any of these piqued your interest, or even if you're like me and it's the cover that got your attention initially, hopefully you'll know about them and you can add them to your list of books to potentially read. If you know of a book that's coming out in 2020 that I did not mention that you think should be on my radar, please, please, please put it in the in the comment section below, because I'm starting a brand new slate. I have a couple backlist books, but I would like to know all of the new that you guys are privy to, so we can kind of share that and other readers can see that too. But yeah, I'll get out of here. Love and light, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.